Hello, what's up? Hmm. Okay. Today I'm going to discuss about this. This is my topic. Building a virtualized Pentest environment with GNS3, VirtualBox, and Docker. All right. So the level of this tutorial would be, I would say, the intended audience for the tutorial are the individuals who have learned ethical hacking and penetration testing. So minimum level is basic with a very fundamental background or skills needed. Yeah. So number one, let's look at what we have. Okay, so this is just about me, very short one. Okay, let's look at the virtual environment for cybersecurity. Okay, so as you know that a virtual environment refers to any software or programs or system that implements, manages, and controls multiple virtual machines, instances, yeah, or virtual environment instances. So in this video, I would like to talk about how to actually build your own cybersecurity lab with very basic, software and tools. Yeah, and this virtual lab can be used to train yourself. Yeah, train professional to be able to provide their training background, yeah, with tons of real world scenarios. Now, as you know that we have a lot of benefits by using virtualization or by setting up your own virtual lab. For example, like you can have like 100% hands-on challenges. You can have like extensive cybersecurity thematics. Like for example, you can have different operating system, different vulnerabilities, um, web application vulnerabilities, operating system vulnerabilities, network devices vulnerabilities, and you can have different real lives or real world scenarios to play with. Of course, it will enhance your skills, develop your skill, and if you want, you can easily update the contents by adding more and more challenges. And then one of the most important element of this or point of this virtualization or building your virtual lab is you can actually uh, have it oriented to labor the market, yeah, or labor market. So for example, that you can actually use the lab to enhance yourself uh, in specific areas in or domains in cybersecurity. Okay, then I believe that you're quite familiar with this virtual machine, which is normally the emulation of software system or the software that will allow you to use and run multiple virtual machines based on the actual architecture of the physical computer. So you can have like a full functionality of a physical computer, but the virtual machine here will be based on software. Yeah, and of course you can implement this for many different specialization, like for example hardware, software, or even combination of them. Okay, then in this tutorial I will also utilize a Docker, which is actually a container, which is a standard unit of software, and a Docker actually contains images, lightweight images, standalone executable packages that you can actually run application code um, or anything needed to run application, the code, runtime, system tools, and even system libraries and settings. You don't really need to create different virtual machine in order to run Docker. And this slides actually explains to you about application which is what we call as containerized application. Yeah, so the Docker allows you to run multiple applications on a single operating system, on top of the infrastructure. And then, as we know that VM or virtual machine allows you to run or the hypervisor. If you have, let's say, utilize any virtualization such as Microsoft Hyper-V, or even like VMware Workstation, VMware Server. These virtualization technologies would allow you to provide and run multiple virtual machines on a single infrastructure and hypervisor. Okay, and then you can actually combine the Docker with virtual machines to provide a better environment for the penetration testing, ethical hacking, and even some other things like forensic as well. Yeah. So nowadays Docker has been utilized to run on Linux, Windows, data center, or even cloud. So you can have you can enjoy the benefit of using a combination of containers and virtual machines. So this would have given you the convenience in using or utilizing your virtual environment. Okay. Now, to build your lab, let's look at what we need. Okay, tools needed to build your virtual lab include, first is the virtualization software, which could be VMware Workstation or VMware Fusion, Parallel Desktop, Oracle VirtualBox, Microsoft Hyper-V, etc. And you also need to have this graphical network simulator, version 3. And this is also known as the GNS3, as well as the Docker Enterprise Application Container. So these three tools are needed in order to build your virtual lab. So this is an example of my virtual lab, which was actually built on top of my GNS3 with the help of VirtualBox as well as other things. Now let's have a look at one example for the Docker. Yeah, how to utilize Docker. Let's open up my Kali Linux and let me log on, and then open up. So make sure that your Kali Linux can actually browse the internet. Let's ping. Okay, it's okay. Then let's try the example of this OWASP WebGoat project. So first we will need to pull up Docker images or Docker image by typing this command. Let me arrange the font size so that it will be bigger. Okay, then all you need to do is launch this command. First, we need to make sure that the Docker service is running. So we just need to type service Docker status. Okay, so it says that the Docker application is running, active running. Now, the next thing to do is we will try to pull the OWASP WebGoat project image. Let me just copy this and run it. Yeah, so it'll automatically try to pull from the Docker image repository. It will take a while. Okay, perhaps a few minutes. Okay, hang on for a while. Now, provided that you have successfully downloaded this Docker image, like the Docker OWASP WebGoat, this is my image. Okay, so assuming or provided that you have already completely download this image, what you will need to do is you can run the Docker image. Yeah. Before that, let me just copy the text. Now, before that, if you want to see the list of Docker images that you have downloaded, you can just use the command Docker and then type images or image, Docker image. Let me see. I think, yeah, let me just type Docker images. Yep. So now I have in my repository, I have 3 Docker images. The previous 2 images was actually downloaded about 4 to 5 months ago, and now we just downloaded this. Oh, not this one is actually not downloaded; is created. Yeah, so we can confirm that we have 3 images. Yeah, Docker images, and then next is we'll try to run the Docker image here for the WebGoat. Copy and paste this one and then let it run. So the Docker will run on port 8080, and then the name is WebGoat. Now, to navigate to this image, you can actually browse or open your Firefox on your Kali Linux and type, let's say, localhost port 8080 WebGoat. Oops. Now, if you don't get this right, let me see. Okay, let's check the reference from, yeah, let's Google it. WebGoat Docker. Here we have the Docker Hub for WebGoat 7.1. And yeah, so we run the Docker pull, blah, 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 and then Docker run, and then WebGoat. Yeah. And let's try again. Port 80. Okay. Something wrong with this. Let me see. We can actually Let's have a look on the documentation. Let me check the configuration first. Okay, privacy and security. Let me see, proxy. Is there any proxy settings? No proxy, which is actually correct. Now let's try to run this Docker. Localhost port 8080. Okay, let me fix the problem first. I will have to stop the video for a while. Okay, I'm back. Let me check. We can actually run this. Let me pull this or run this Mozilla Firefox, and then put the complete command, which is this one. So our URL will be 0.0.0.0, then colon 8080 port, and then type WebGoat, and then press enter. You should see this one. And then we are given two accounts. The first one is WebGoat user. The second one is WebGoat admin. Let me just log on using guess, for example, and guess as the password, and click login or sign in. All right, so our WebGoat is currently running. Yeah, you can click on the left side of the left pane to see the introduction, how to actually work with WebGoat. Okay, so that's how easy it is to set up your OWASP WebGoat image. So you don't have to install this WebGoat, required files. All you need to do is pull. So you just need to pull the image, the Docker image. Then after that, run the Docker image by forwarding the port using port 8080. Yeah. So another example is this my house 7, which is also Pentest lab Docker, which can also be used to practice your hacking, ethical hacking, and penetration testing. So this particular Pentest Labs is a virtual machine, is a Linux virtual machine equipped with many different what do you call this, flags and scenarios. Yeah. Then for those who would like to learn cybersecurity with different cybersecurity labs, you can actually download a Docker image installed, which can be installed on your what do you call this, your Linux, like Ubuntu Linux. Okay, and it allows you to learn about IP addressing, TCP/IP, and so on and so on. Yeah, I mean, so on and so forth. And then of course you can actually practice by having different scenarios with the gateway. You might try to test the web server, or perhaps routing and switching. Yeah. So basically that's about the Docker image or images that you can actually use. Now there are some opportunities, especially in utilizing Docker. You could utilize Docker to get or acquire some international certifications such as CompTIA, Security Plus, SSCP, CISSP, CISA, the CompTIA Cybersecurity Analyst, CompTIA Certified Advanced Security Practitioner, or CASP. Now they call it as CASP Plus. CISM, CISA, CRISC, CGIT, and even like CSX Fundamental and Practitioner. So yeah, there are some references that I used to in order to actually provide you with this video. And then in conclusion, you can actually use or utilize both virtualization to provide yeah, both virtualization and Docker images to provide virtual lab environment for you to practice your ethical hacking and penetration testing. So if you have any question, you can email me, or you can even text me, or contact me through my LinkedIn. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and I hope that the video would really helps you on enhancing your skill. Ciao.